What's good, boys? Let's get it. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Let's go, Birds. Anybody in here? Let's get it. Harriet hater. We're about to go crazy today, boys, I'm telling you. It's for the Philly heads. Eagles about to go crazy. They're going to be in the locker room going crazy to this. One more and then we going to start. Real quick, I gotta listen to some Future to get hype. Everybody, thank you for tapping in. We about to go crazy today. Giving away another Jordan card today, so stay tuned towards the end, please. Suited and booted today. Been taking notes since yesterday. I'm ready today. I'm not playing. Roll with your boy. Take the notes. Take the information. Put up what you like. My brother DeJordan sent me some pics. I'm telling you guys, you will succeed today. Just listen. Follow through. Hold up. Like I'm playing for the Mavericks. The Molly maybe do it even though she average. Ay. Alright, boys. Let's get started. Got some good stuff today. Got NFL, NBA. We got an NBA game that started already. Timberwolves versus the Cavs. Repeat of the last game. I'm going to check on that. Live bet maybe, but I got some cooking for that already. New setup you guys see. Jersey's hanging up, getting some more. Got my beautiful daughter on this side. My son is gonna be on that side, but there's gonna be jerseys and doing so much more. But thank you all for tuning in. About to go crazy again this weekend. I wrote down so much notes. I got a lot of good picks for you. You take a few things that you like, cook up a lay, take a straight bet. You're getting some bread this weekend. We're gonna start with the football games first, and then we're gonna go to the basketball games. We're giving away another Jordan card today, so stay tuned towards the end. I'm not really gonna touch on too much NHL. I'll probably skim through it, but I don't want to make this long. I'm gonna keep this brief. And great news. We got the TV screen up here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the FanDuel I'm gonna screen mirror and put everything that's on FanDuel that I'm doing live, put it on the screen. I'm gonna get my big ass head out the way, and then I'm gonna zoom in to the TV screen so you guys can see FanDuel. So for those who are complaining that you can't see the board as well, the FanDuel board when I'm doing it, you're gonna see everything I'm doing. So let's get it. I'm about to break down. Like I said, we're gonna start with the first game. It's the football game, and then we'll go from there. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, don't listen to anybody word for word, bar for bar. Take what I give you, research the information thereafter. Don't bet every day. Take breaks. Do what you got to do on the other days. Don't let this consume you. Stick to a budget, and let's run it up. All right, let me just make sure everything is set here so I don't have to keep checking. I want to make sure I can see the chat as well. So the first game, everybody can hear me? Everybody good? Just want to make sure everything is good to go. Can't see the chat. That's the only thing. But wait. Okay. Can't see. Oh, there we go. All right. The first game we got is the Rams versus the Panthers. So that game is at 4:30. This is going to be 69 degrees in Carolina. This is a away game for the Rams. It's going to be 69 degrees, rainy conditions, 65% chance of rain with 29 mile per hour gust. At 5 p.m., there's going to be thunderstorms with showers at 7 p.m. So with that being said, it's probably going to be more running game going on as opposed to a lot of throwing the ball. Of course, they're going to have to throw the ball at some point, but I would just be cautious with the receiving props. Just keep that in mind. There's going to be rain. It's going to be weather. It's going to be buns. So when you're making your picks, keep that in mind. Injuries, the Rams cornerback Jay Wallace, ankle. Terrence Ferguson is questionable with a hamstring. D. Williams, cornerback. B. Young, outside linebacker. He's questionable. Devontae Adams coming back from a hamstring. Panthers they're pretty healthy. They have one person, their guard, who's questionable, but I think he'll probably play. The Rams are 17th ranked on defense overall this season. Their passing defense, they're ranked 19th. Their rush defense, they're ranked 12th. The Panthers are ranked 16th overall in total defense, and they're ranked 15th in pass defense. They're ranked 20th in rush defense. They played about 3-4 weeks ago, I think, and the Panthers beat them 31-28. Stafford had 243, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Blake Corum had 81 yards and a touchdown. Kyron Williams had 72 yards and a TD. Nakua had 6 for 72. Devontae Adams had 4 for 58 and 2 touchdowns. Xavier Smith had 3 for 82 from the Rams. Adams anytime TD. I'm bullish on that because the odds are just minus anything for a touchdown. It's so hard to get a touchdown, but definitely with him back, they'll most likely go to him. But with the rain and stuff, I'm more leaning towards Blake Corum, but we'll see. The last game, Bryce Young had 206 yards. He had 3 passing TDs. Hubbard had 83 yards. Dotto had 58. Jalen Coker had 74 yards and a TD. McMillan had 43 yards and a TD. Hubbard had 41 yards, receiving yards, and a TD. Rico Dowdle 2 receptions for 21. My initial read on this game is so my boy DeJourn is a diehard Rams fan, and he's the football expert, and I trust him, like I said, with my heart and soul. So I'm going to start with what he gave me. He gave me some props and he gave me reasoning behind it. So the first thing that he gave is Rams Kyron Williams over 14 and a half rush attempts. He's over this line last 3 games. He's seen more workload due to Blake Corum inability to remain healthy. Sean McVay split the workload between the two backs to keep Kyron fresh and healthy for the postseason. Due to weather conditions, I do see his workload crushing that line as the Rams look to put the Panthers away early. With a 10-point spread and Rams at 99 full strength, they'll pound the ball late with both backs to close out the game. So that's a nice little thing just to build a parlay real quick. Rams, Kyron Williams over 14 and a half rush attempts. He also likes Rams first half minus 6.5. Panthers are outstanding second half team, which is where I'm leaning with this as well. They start off very slow, which makes sense to take the Rams first half because they're trying to avenge a loss. They want to set a tone playoffs in Carolina. Probably want to embarrass them. So first half is, and the Rams do start off pretty quick usually. Panthers are outstanding second half team. They start off very slow. Look forward to them running the ball a lot in the beginning of the game to soften up that Rams D line to keep them honest. Later in the game on the play action pass and bootleg play, they call for Bryce Young. Rams get back the red zone threat in Devontae Adams. Also, Rams gave us a glimpse of their 3 tight end set in the red zone, which seem unstoppable against the Cardinals. Yes, I really do like Rams tight ends as well in this game. Ferguson is questionable, so that leads me to Higbee. His line is at 2.5 receptions today. I really do like that. 2 if you want to be safe. I really do like Tyler Higbee today. And he really likes some Rams by this 9.5. I'm not gonna give you his whole entire reasoning behind that, but listen, my view on this, the line is at, let's see. I'm gonna put up the FanDuel behind me so you guys can see everything. Any line that's over a touchdown 7.5, I'm just very cautious with it because it's so dangerous, right? Sports are so difficult, and especially in the playoffs, man, to cover 10 points over on his receiving yards. Yes. Higbee, yes, I do love that as well. Either his receptions or receiving yards, I think, is a lick. To cover 10 points. So let's go. Let's see. It's now 10.5. He said it started at 9.5. It's at 10.5 now. Yes, I like Higbee too. 19.5. Yeah, that's a light line. He should be able to crush that. If you want to alt down to 15, I'm sure it would be minus 188. Tyler Higbee. Lock that in. This line is 10.5. I'm just not fucking with it. Excuse my French. Minus 560 money line. Where's the value in that? I really, like he said it, I'm gonna take from DeJourn's notes. The Panthers are a really good second half team. They've showed that they're resilient. They're not the best team. I know when I say this, you're gonna be like, well, you're relying on Bryce Young, right? But not necessarily. I'm looking at Panthers plus 14.5, right? Again, they've showed resistance all year to just being blown out. They have a decent defense. They have a middle of the pack defense overall. They're 16th ranked. They're 15th ranked pass defense. Matthew Stafford had 2 turnovers last time they played. I think that the Rams will really be able to exploit the run. That's where I think that you're going to see a lot of action with the weather being bad today, and with this being an away game, they'll probably want to quiet up the crowd. The Rams usually just use the run game, period. So, and the Panthers are 20th ranked rush defense. So, I would definitely look at the Rams. I wrote down Corum for 40 to 50 yards, but that, what DeJourn said, gives me pause with him. So I would probably just look at Kyron Williams. I had him 5 reception yards for minus 250. He's covered that line in damn near every game. I'm gonna just pull that up. He's actually covered 10, but I think his rushing and receiving yards might be just worth the look. If you're just going to take anything, just Kyron Williams, I think that the Rams will probably lean heavy on him. And like we said, it's going to be rainy, thunderstorms, showers at 7 p.m. during the game, start of the game and end of the game. Rams, if they're up, obviously they're going to run the ball a lot. So do look for the Rams to run the ball a lot. Things that I like, but again, overall, I like Panthers 14.5. I'm sorry, I like the Rams, but they just fold every chance that they get, and when they get big leads, I don't know, they don't just put their foot on the necks of their opponents. They're a great team, don't get me wrong, but Giving a team 10.5, that just screams trap. Although I was looking at the betting lines on DraftKings and 65% of the money is on the Panthers to cover 10.5. So that does give me pause. But again, it's the playoffs. They were good, decent all year. I don't see any reason why they don't cover 14.5 at minus 188. That is the only thing that I really see value in this if you're going to be building a parlay or you're looking for something straight with the game lines. I'm not really messing with the over under. Props that I really like in this game: McMillan for 40 to 50 yards and or a TD. He's been killing. Last game he played, Jalen McMillan. I have FanDuel up there, so I'm gonna try to stay out of the way so you guys could see as much as the TV as possible. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Let me try this. I'm just gonna try my best. Breaking my heart. I know, man. Your Rams, but you know it's the truth. You would say it's not the truth if it wasn't, but you know. But to cover 9.5 for sure. I think if you alt down Big Whale, yeah, you go ahead, brother. I mean, you were right about the Pacers. You were very correct, but I did tell you guys. Remember, I was like, I told you it's all good, Danny. We just started. Nothing really got started yet. So, like I told you last game, remember we were talking about the Pacers, and I was like, well, Rick Carlisle's stuck on 999 wins. So tonight might be the night. They lost 13 in a row. So that Pacers money line, even though they made you sweat it out, and they ended up winning by 2. Siakam had 30. I told you every other game seems to be his trend. So today, just as a pin in that, I would take Siakam's under. We're going to do NFL. Continue with this. I really like Jalen McMillan today. Let me get closer to the TV so you guys could see FanDuel as much as possible. Not Jalen McMillan, Tetero McMillan. He's gotten a TD. In the last time they played the Rams, he got a TD, like I said. He didn't get a TD against New Orleans week 15. Then he got one against Tampa Bay. He didn't get one against Seattle week 17. He didn't get one against Tampa Bay. I expect them to pass the ball if they're going to be losing, because that's what the spread is telling us, that they're going to be losing. So they can't run the ball. So they're going to have to pass. Number 1 receiver. I love him for 40 to 50 yards. His line is 55.5, I believe. Let's see. His line is 57.5. It opened at 54.5. Now his line is 57.5. I'm comfortable with taking him at 40 to 50 yards just to build a parlay. Last time they played, he had 43 yards and a touchdown. So, but again, I think that they will have to pass. And another person that I really like in this game is Jalen Coker. He's been their number 2. Yes, 4.5 receptions, looking good, just because they're going to have to pass the ball. So I don't see any reason why McMillan doesn't either cover 40 to 50 yards. And I really do like him for a TD too, or 4.5 receptions. If you want to be smart, take it at 4. Right. 4 has great value. Absolutely. Jalen Coker, the last 5 games, he has 3 TDs. He had a TD when they played the Rams, TD against New Orleans, and he had a TD last week against Tampa Bay. This is what I'm really looking at here is his receiving yards. If you can see, he had 74 against the Rams, 60 against New Orleans, 47 against Tampa Bay, 16 against Seattle, and 47 against Tampa Bay. So his line is 37.5. Jalen Coker to cover 30 yards, building a parlay, that's minus 184. Take it. Again, they're going to have to be passing the ball. The last time they played, 206 passing yards by Bryce. Now, a friend of mine who's also makes picks, K-Don, follow him on Instagram. He said, well, you're going to be trusting, because I told him, well, I'm thinking that Panthers are 14.5, right? So if you're going to be rolling with my pick on that 14.5, right? Or even alt up, I think even 17.5, right? At minus 250. Let me see. Even if you want to alt it up to 17.5, right? Do not take anything that they're offering, just straight lines. Alternate this game. Whatever you're going to do, just alternate the spread. Either way, if you want to alt down, even if you want to take the Rams, I would take them at 6.5. Or somewhere between there, or even 9.5, if you think that they're gonna whoop their ass. Yeah, I like Panthers 14.5. But what you did say just kind of swayed me, because you said that I'm relying on Bryce Young, right? I'm basically relying on Bryce Young to have a good game. And, you know, this is his first playoff game. Inexperience, exactly. This is the thing. The Rams, they very experienced. They're coming out to make a show something, especially after losing to them. You know, McVay, he got interviewed And he did this little evil smirk after he said, they beat us last time, so we're coming out to show them. So he did like a little evil smirk. So, they're coming out to put belt to ass. But even Carolina Panthers at plus 17.5 is minus 295. Right? So if you're building a parlay and you're just looking for something to, it went up to minus 310. Plus 17.5 went up to minus 310. So it looks like everybody's leaning towards the Panthers. So I would caution, right? D's reasoning, he's a Rams fan. So I would caution with him saying Rams win at 9.5. That's like me saying the Eagles gonna win the Super Bowl. Don't trust me on that, which I do believe, but that me personally, I think that they cover 14.5 at minus 188. I see great value in that, but Bryce Young could sell. Puka Nakua, I like him for 6 to 7 receptions or TDs. His his line is crazy today. I mean, his line is crazy every single game. Of course, he's Puka Nakua. His line today is at 87.5, which is kind of low. But if you look what his last two games, 76 yards against Arizona, 47 yards against Atlanta, and the Panthers have a 15th ranked pass defense, which is middle of the pack. But the last time they played, he had 6 for 72. So do I expect him with all this weather, rain, and all that stuff? Do we expect him to go for 87.5? Would I be surprised if he did? No, but do I expect it? Tough. I mean, I like him at 70, either 6 to 7 receptions or 70 yards. I'm comfortable with, again, his line is 87.5, so 70 at minus 245 is not bad. If you're building a parlay, right? I really like I said, Tyler Higbee from this game for sure. Chuba Hubbard, he has a really nice line. I know this is kind of crazy. It's going to be cold out there. Yep. Rain and nasty. Yeah, I touched on that. Receiving yards, he's had 41, 9, 7, 6, and 7. But he's had a lot of receptions. So if you look at Chuba Hubbard, his line is at 1.5 today. It was plus money. Now it's minus 136. He's had 2 receptions, 1 receptions, 1 receptions, 3 receptions, 2 receptions. The Rams D line is really good, obviously. So, Bryce Young is not out there throwing 30, 40-yard passes. He's going to be checking down and doing short screen passes or looking to get to the tight ends and, doing little slants. So I do think that either Chuba Hubbard for 1.5 receptions, I do like that, or Tommy Tremble. He played well last game, but overall in the season he hasn't played great, but I could see him having a decent game. There's always, in these playoff games, and always, everybody's betting their ass off. It's always the unexpected people that you don't expect to do well. So think outside of the box with this game. Like DeJourn said, the Panthers are a second half team. So what I would really look for this game, this is what I'm really going to do with this game. I didn't really go too crazy. I cooked up a little parlay, which my main plays from that was Taylor McMillan 50 yards, Coker for 30. I had Blake Corum for 40 yards, but now I'm kind of scared. And then Kyron Williams for 5. So I might revise that and then see about that. But those are the things that I really like. Other things are Bryce Young for 10 plus rush yards. Yeah, no, I didn't touch the Bears game. That's next. Bryce Young for 10 plus rush yards. And I could see Corum getting a TD. I mean, he hasn't been healthy, so Kyron Williams is most likely. I think either one of them get TDs today for sure. And with that being said, the Rams will win. I think the Rams win. No problem. But we shall see. Like I said, okay. So this game, this is a strategy that I love, and I would advise you to do this. We all watch these games, right? I'm going to be watching, most likely not, because I got to take my kids out. But if you're watching the game, look at the game and see who's doing well, right? Stray bets are your best friend, like I said. So if you're watching the game and you see, for instance, Puka Nakua in the first half got like 4 catches and 95 yards, his line is not going to be crazy in the second half. It'll probably be like 120 yards. Straight bet that. Look at the person or whatever. Go into quarter props. That's where I make a lot of money as well, as picking quarter bets. You'll have like Devontae Adams to get 10 yards. It'd be like plus 125 or something like that. Or Tyler Higbee to get 5 yards in a quarter. Look for a straight bet. Look how the game is going, and then make a play live game. We are not genies, so pre-game picking, we don't know how this shit is going to go. So we try our best, of course, but then there's things that happen in the game, right? This is sports, so you know how it goes. Live games are your best friends. Look at the game. Watch the game. Don't just look at stats. Watch the game. It's very important to watch sports. You will learn trends. You will see things that are happening in games that you can't with just numbers. Watch the games. Next game, Green Bay at Chicago. This game is very funny. Um, we got Chicago. It's in Chicago. The weather is 36, rain and snow. 36 degrees, rain and snow. It should be okay by game time, but it's gonna be a little cold out there. So, but these teams are both, Green Bay's cold as shit. Chicago's cold as shit, and they're both division rivals, so they're used to playing each other. So, weather shouldn't really mean too much. The Bears are plus 108 money line. This is their biggest game as a city. Chicago, just as a city, yeah, since the World Series, 2016 World Series, if I'm not mistaken. So this is the most expensive wild card ticket out in Chicago. It's gonna be crazy out there. I know it's gonna be ridiculously packed, and the fans are gonna be going crazy out there. Now, I don't trust either one of these teams. That's just my opinion on these teams. Let me just go through it real quick though. 36 degrees, rain and snow. Injuries, the Packers, Dontavian Wicks is out. That's a key injury. W. Brinson, who's a lineman, I believe, is questionable. Jay Bouchard is a safety, questionable. Linebacker Needman is questionable, and their offensive lineman, one of their main offensive linemen, is questionable as well with a back injury. A big injury for the Bears, which I did not realize until the end. I was doing research. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is out today for the Chicago Bears, so not looking good for the Bears. Linebacker OGB and defensive end Joe Tyron is out as well today. It's not looking good for the Bears. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, overall, defensive ranked on the season, Green Bay is ranked total defense 12th, pass defense 11th, run defense 18th. Keep in mind that's with Micah Parsons in there the majority of the seasons. He's out with an ACL injury, so take that with a grain of salt. Their overall numbers. Chicago, overall, they are 29th total defense, 22nd pass defense, and 27th run defense. Man, I think the Packers are going to whoop their ass. I mean, not whoop their ass, but I think the Packers will win. Caleb is inexperienced, another first-time quarterback in the playoffs. You know, he's having a decent year. I really do trust Ben Johnson. And the thing that gives me pause about saying Green Bay is just going to walk through them is that I could see Chicago just going on one of those jaded, like you see how the Commanders went on that run last year, new OC, rookie, second year, run, and this guy's playing well. And, I could see Chicago just making a run. They've just had a lot of really close games and a lot of things break for them. Home game. No one expected them to be here to win the division. I doubt if you had money on the Bears, let me see that ticket. I definitely would have picked Green Bay and even the Lions before them. So, I mean, I'm really impressed with Chicago, what they did this year. Their defense is putrid. Ben Johnson is a genius. He's a great coach. Bears to cover the spread. The spread is 1.5 right now. The last time they played 2 games this year. The most recent game, Chicago beat them 22-16. That was without Micah Parsons and without Jordan Love. So the game before that, which I'm really looking at, Green Bay won 28. Yeah, Green Bay won 28-21, if I'm not mistaken. Love had 234 with 3 TDs. Jacobs 86 yards and a TD. Watson 89 yards, 2 TDs. Reed 4 catches, 31. Caleb Williams had 186 and 2 TDs. Swift 18 for 63. Manungai had 87 rush yards, 57 rush yards, and Burden had 67 yards. Like I said, I think Green Bay wins this game. I don't see any reason why they don't. The line is telling you, obviously the books favor them. And for a team to be favorite against their division rivals on the road tells you what Vegas is thinking. The over-under, I don't really like to touch that. I would rather touch it live. Props that I really like from this game. Watson for 50-plus receiving yards. I really like Watson today. No C.J. Gardner-Johnson. They like to take the top off. He's Jordan Love's most reliable target. I love him to cover his line. Watson, his line today is 3.5 receptions. Last 5 games, 4 receptions, 4 receptions, 3 receptions, 2 receptions, five receptions against Baltimore. Now the thing that it would give me pause, right? Because I'm like, why would his line be at 3.5? Is they're probably saying that the Packers are gonna run the ball down their throats. Pause. His last 5 games: 80 yards against Detroit, 89 against Chicago, 29 against Denver. He had 17 against Chicago, interestingly enough, when they played 2 weeks ago. Oh, that was with Malik Willis, right? And he got injured in that game, if I'm not mistaken. And then against Baltimore, he bounced back with 113. Christian Watson is a dog. I mess with Christian Watson so much. He's won me a lot of money this year. He had 2 TDs last time they played, so I definitely like him for a TD today. I'm not gonna lie, but for parlay building purposes, I love him for 50 receiving yards or to just cover his line. Roma Dunze is coming back today. His line is really low. His line is 32.5 today. And his line is 2.5 receptions. His last 5 games, which he hasn't played since week 13, so I'm kind of caution. I would caution with Adunze, but again, this is a game where I think Green Bay is just going to be airing the ball out and just be throwing the ball all over the field, regardless of the weather, because Chicago's defense, again, ranked 29th, 22nd in the pass defense, 27th rush defense, which is the main concern. So at some point, Caleb Williams is going to have to throw the ball, right? Roma Dunze was his main target all year, so I don't see any reason why he doesn't get 25 yards today. 25 at minus 178, even 20 at minus 250 to build that. I like it. 2 receptions is minus 320. His line is 2.5, so be caution. With Roma Dunze, he's coming off an injury. Another main play I love from this game, Jaden Reed. His line is 35.5. I love him for 25 yards, is minus 235 or even 30. The last 4 games since he's come back, because he was injured, he didn't play from week 2 to week 13. He's played the last 4 weeks against Chicago, 31 yards. Against Denver, 55 yards. Against Chicago, again, 35 yards with Malik Willis. And then against Baltimore, he had 41. He's their number 2, number 1, depending on the day. They're going to pass the ball, right? So between Watson getting 50 and him getting 25, that's 75 yards. And I think Love gets at least 185, 175, 185. So that's me being generous with them two. I really like them. If you want to take Reed for 30 and Watson for 50 and Watson for a TD, I'm really liking that. I really do like Watson today. On the Bears side, Mr. Burden, he is just, for whatever reason, Luther Burden, he's been cooking up this year. His receiving yards, the last 4 games, 67 against when they played Green Bay, 84 against Cleveland, 138 against San Francisco. And the last game they played, he had 35. That's what I'm looking at, golden, which makes me believe that Mr. Burden is going to have a big game today. He's been just cooking all season. He only has 2 TDs, so I wouldn't really look at him there. But his line is 3.5 receptions. The last 5 games, 4 receptions, 4 receptions, 6 receptions, 8 receptions, and then 3 against the Lions. His line is 3.5. Luther Burden for 4. Book it. I think I might just hammer that play. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really do like that play a lot. Even 5 receptions is 205. Plus 205. Luther Burden will have a good game today. I really like him. If you're not messing with, even at 3 receptions, if you want to take it minus 270, he's covered this line. And even the game that he had a bad game, if you can look, that gray area is just 3 receptions. 4, 4, 6, 8. He is his favorite target. Also, keep in mind that this is with Roma Dunze out. So, yeah, again, they're going to have to pass the ball. In my mind, the way that this game script goes, I think that the Green Bay Packers most likely win this game and are in command. I really do like for a touchdown, Swift, just because the Green Bay Packers, I was reading something, and recently, like the last 3-4 weeks, their rush defense has been pretty putrid. And obviously with Ben Johnson, he's a coach that likes to run the ball a lot. So between Manungai and Swift, I think you can find some value there. Swift hasn't scored a touchdown. He seems to be every other game shorty. He had 0 against Green Bay, 2 against Cleveland, 0 against Green Bay, 2 against San Francisco, 0 against Detroit. So just looking at his trends, it seems like he's every other game. And again, Green Bay's defense, their rush defense is not that great. The only thing that cautions me or concerns me with his rush yards is that what if they're losing, right? That's always the thing that concerns me with a team the person that is not a great team or a team that I think is going to lose. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to take a person Swift 50 rushing yards. That's a lock. If they're losing 14-3 at halftime, is that a lock? His last 5 games, 63 rushing yards. He had against Green Bay, 98 against Cleveland. He had 58 against Green Bay, 54 against San Francisco, 40 against Detroit. He's trending down. Honestly, if I'm going to take anybody, it would be Monungai for rushing yards. I mean, he's giving you that pick, Swift for 50. I mean, just looking at his trends, he is every other game, so I could definitely see him having a good game. And this is at home. They want to establish the run. His rushing receiving line is too high at 76.5. Yeah. Caleb is not really going to be throwing the ball too crazy. I mean, they could flip the script, but you never know. But again, that's how, if we're thinking like that, right? It's cold. Ben Johnson likes to run the ball, right? Of course, the Packers that's what they're going to do. They're going to just crowd the line and force Caleb to throw the ball. So that's the thing that gives me concern about Swift. Under low key play that I really like in this game, and again, this is like my Julius Randle, right? This is just my intuition thing. Just I looked over the board and looked over the game. I really like DJ Moore in this game. He's been playing pretty poo recently. Last 2 games, he had 11 yards against Detroit, 7 yards against San Francisco. But when they played Green Bay that game, week 16, he had 97 yards. Week before that, he had 69 yards, -4. He plays really good at home. He's their most established receiver. When it gets down to it, I feel like Caleb will probably most likely go to him or Colston Loveland. Cole Kmet had a good game. Yeah, I really do like either DJ Moore for a touchdown or I like his receiving yards. His line is just so low. 26.5 is DJ Moore's line today. I know he's only had 7 yards, 11 yards the last 2 games, but I mean, on a playoff game where if I'm thinking that they're going to be losing most likely, his touchdown trend, he hasn't had a touchdown in 2 weeks. 2 against Cleveland, 1 against Green Bay, 0 against San Fran, 0 against Detroit. I think he's definitely due for a big game. Everybody's going to be on Loveland and Burden, of course. I really do. But then with Odunze coming back, right, this is kind of a dicey play, right? This game could go either way with the receiver picks. So I would really just watch live. Again, this is another game. Look live. See what's happening. If they're losing at halftime, obviously they're going to have to throw the ball. If they're winning at halftime, then they're going to have to run the ball. Then you're most likely leaning towards Green Bay. If it's a close game, Watson or whoever the receiver, look who's playing really well. Look for live bets. No Wicks, so he's going to be leaning on Watson and Reed today. I don't know if I really trust what's this guy's name? He's not even playing. Yeah. Oh, no, he is. Luke Musgrave. The last 5, he's a low-key, really good pick, but I don't really trust him. Last 5 games, if you can see, he's had 38 yards, 52 yards, 22 yards, 23 yards, 7 yards. So he's definitely been trusting it more as the weeks have been going on. They have really had a really good receiving core. Caleb passing yards over 207. I do like that. For sure. Let me just finish touching on Luke Musgrave. I could definitely see him getting 15 yards, -230. If we think, his line, he's had 2 receptions when they played Chicago, 4 receptions, and last game 3, but that was with Malik Willis. When they played with Jordan Love, he had 2 and 22 yards. His line is 22.5. I don't see any reason why he can't get 15 to 20 yards today, but DraftKings is trying to tell me that they think that Josh Jacobs is going to have a huge game. His line is at 78.5. Josh Jacobs has barely covered this line in 5 weeks. He's had 83 yards, 86 yards, 73 yards, 36 yards, 3 yards, and he's been injured. I really don't like it. 78.5, but everything is telling me based on the line and just what they think. And Chicago, that's the weakness. 27th ranked rush defense. They really think that Josh Jacobs has a good game. Me, not so much, but we shall see. Um, Nothing really too much more from that game. I really do like that game live. These other two games I'm just gonna touch on real quick. Nothing too crazy. Bills versus Jaguars. This is Josh Allen's biggest game of his life, or biggest playoff run of his life. I know everybody's touched on this already, but I don't want to hear no more excuses. There's no more. Oh wait, hold on. Let me just see. Oh yeah, Bears Caleb over 207.5 passing yards. Over this line his last 4 out of 5 games. Look, his receivers room is growing and they're getting better. Not sure why this line is this low, but Ben Johnson has been dialing up plays for Caleb to throw big gains. Packers will need to keep pace in order for this line to clear playable to 210. I agree, and if you either want to alt it down as a parlay addition, I definitely do like him for 207 or even 200 if you just want to be safe. I think he clears that line no problem because, again, going back to what I think the game script is going to be, I think that the Packers will be in control of this game just because young team, inexperienced for his first year head coach, Chicago. This is the biggest game in, again, 2016, 10 years for this entire city franchise. I can't tell you what the biggest game, last biggest game for the Bears was probably 2005 Super Bowl. So I think a lot of pressure is on the Bears, but second half, most likely, just like I think the game will go with the Rams versus the Panthers. You'll see the team come back with a backdoor cover. So plus 3.5, I could see them covering that line. Yeah, that's pretty much my look on that game. I like Green Bay, but if you disagree, trust me. This game, Buffalo versus Jacksonville, is only a big deal for Josh Allen if he loses. No, it's not. It's a big deal because he hasn't played good this year. And if you watch these football games this year, there's been every single excuse every time they lose. He needs to be Superman in order for them to win and blah, 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 blah. The Jags are honestly the most impressive team in football, especially the last half of the season. They have been phenomenal. And again, this is another line. Now it's a pick 'em basically. They have the Bills at +1.5 now. +1.5. They were the favorites if I'm not mistaken. It's flipped now. Now the public must have been, everyone's riding with Jacksonville. Now they're -1.5. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. That gives me some pause now. That screams trap to me that Vegas is like, okay, everyone's putting money on. Let me go to DraftKings real quick. Let me see something. Let me see where the money's at for this game. This is very interesting here. What's the problem? Oh, do I have to stop mirroring to get into DraftKings? This is very interesting here. Let me see. Jags money line. That's what I'm leaning to. I was going to say, I know I sound crazy. I'm going to say, I know I sound crazy, but just watching the Jacksonville, that you took me and DeJoy, I'm glad we're on the same page. Jags money line. Book it. I know people are going to be like, say that's outlandish. How can you not trust Josh Allen? Man, I don't trust Josh Allen at all. I think he's a bum as well. And all the excuses, oh, Patrick Mahomes and all this nonsense. Okay, so 54% of the money is on the Buffalo Bills money line. 52% of the money is on the Buffalo 1.5. 69% of the money on the over 51.5. This is pretty much a pick 'em at this point. But I like the Jaguars. I really do like the Jaguars. They've been just busting ass recently, and their coach is a really good coach. The NFL more than anything, and if you don't take anything away from this, take this away. NFL more than anything, coaching matters. You see it over and over and over again. Only Nick Sirianni can get away with not being a great coach, but it's just because they have so much talent. But in the NFL, you see the difference with the Lions this year, how they had Ben Johnson and their offense game was just amazing. And then 1 year later, look, can't even make the playoffs. So Coaching matters, and I think that the Jags have a phenomenal coach. He's done an amazing job. Mind you, they're missing their top 3 pick, top 4, 5 pick, and this guy, what's his name? And Travis, please don't do it, Hunter. Um, this guy, I really don't trust Josh Allen. I don't really have too much prop picks. I didn't really go through this. I'll probably go live tomorrow and just break down these games, see how this game goes. But I really do like Josh Allen for a TD. I love Trevor Lawrence for a TD. DeJourn really likes Trevor Lawrence over 1.5 TDs, which is plus money. He says he's cleared this line in the last 6 to 7 games. Bills league worst in pass defense. This line was a huge mispriced line I've ever seen in the playoff history. Jags, now, if they can get out early, they can win this game. I absolutely agree, and I saw this all over social media, and again, it was plus money, and I'm sure it's gone down now. Let me see. Passing props. Yeah. So he's minus 108 now for 2 passing TDs. I really do like the Jags in this game. I know it's crazy. It's crazy. Buffalo, they don't have enough talent. They don't have enough receivers. They don't do shit. I mean, honestly, they're just they have Josh Allen and then a bunch of mid pieces around them. I mean, he won the MVP last year, basically doing the same thing. So I mean, if he's that guy, right, then he should be able to basically do this with no Mahomes and no Lamar and no Joe Burrow, that basically the top quarterbacks in the NFL. I see no reason why he himself shouldn't be able to have a Mahomes type, legacy run. But I do think the Jags are a better team. I don't really do too much research on the defensive ranks, but based on what DeJourn just told me, Bills are not the greatest defense. They've been injury riddled all season. They don't really do too much. Like, just again, they're not great at anything. They're good at a lot of things. So I don't really trust Buffalo too much. I could see them covering for sure, taking them at plus 3.5. I could see that. But I really like out this game. I love Trevor Lawrence for a rushing touchdown. Plus 180. It just went down to minus plus 175 as I said that. He's had it. Let's look at it. He's had 9 rushing touchdowns this season. 0 against Indianapolis, 1 against the Jets, 1 against Denver, 2 against Indianapolis, and then 0 last game against Tennessee where they weren't really trying. Playoff game, desperation. They've been relying on Travis Etienne and by Shul Titan. He has 5 TDs this year, and Etienne has 13 TDs, but he hasn't scored in the last 2 weeks. So, Etienne at minus 145. Yeah, I hate anytime TDs with a negative, anything negative. It's just, there's really no value unless you're building it with multiple. But I do like, just from this game, Dawson Knox has also been going crazy. He's been playing really well. His receptions is over 2.5 receptions. I think if this game, based on where the money's at and the line is 51.5, he's been their best receiver the last 4 or 5 weeks, and that's not saying much, right? 93 yards against Cincinnati, 37 against New England, 10 against Cleveland, 30 against Philly, 24 against the Jets. So he's come back to earth a little bit. Dalton Kincaid, he's been costed. He cost me so much money this year, boy. I'm not gonna lie to you. But he is his number 1 reliable target this week right here. You see where he has that big 0? That's the week I bet on him, of course. 37 yards, 41 yards, 34 yards, 0 against Cleveland. And then he had 48 against the Jets. His line is 40.5. I would take it at 30, closer to 30. He's only cleared 40 in 2 of the last 5 games, so caution with Dalton Kincaid. The Jaguars have a good team, man. Players from their team that are really good. Jacoby Myers has been playing well. He's had 4 receptions, 5 receptions, 4 receptions, 6 receptions, 5 receptions. Jacoby Myers for 4+ receptions, minus 270 for 4. Book it. Anything else that I like from this game? Mr. Brian Thomas has been playing well. His line is 3.5 receptions plus 116. I don't like it at that. He's at 3, 4, 2, 4, 3. So, yeah, I'd caution with that. But 3 for minus 230 for parlay building purposes. I like that. But people I really do like from this game, Knox, Kincaid, and Trevor Lawrence for a TD. Josh Allen, I could see going for a TD too. The Jags do have a decent run defense. James Cook. I don't know how you guys feel about James Cook. What do you guys think? I feel like everyone and their mother is going to be on James Cook, and that's the last thing when I said about Anthony Black and came to fruition. He's a caution for me. They haven't been really using him in the receiving game at all. He's cleared his line of 16.5 2 out of the last 5 games, and it was 17. So really closer to 4 out of the last 5. His rushing yards, he had 80, 107, 117, 74, and 15 against the Jets. If anybody pops off, it most likely will be him, right? But I don't know. Hold on. Let me look at something really quick before I give anything. James Cook is going to break out for a 40-yard run. Yeah? Let's see something. NFL defensive rankings. Let's see. Total defense. The Jaguars are ranked 11th in total defense. And the Bills are ranked 7th, interestingly enough. Pass defense. Wait, DeJorn, did you lie to me? The Bills have the number 1 ranked passing defense in the NFL. Only giving up 156 yards a game. He only gave up 19 passing TDs this year. That's why Trevor Lawrence line is at that low. Which makes me love my pick even more. Trevor Lawrence for a touchdown, rushing touchdown. The Jags have the number 1 rushing defense in the NFL this year. 85 yards given up this year. Stay away from James Cook. Frig that. The Jaguars have the 21st ranked pass defense, so that makes me think that Josh Allen should have a good defense. But the Bills have the number 1 ranked defense. Why did I miss that? I feel like I should know that. Well, that kind of makes sense because Josh Allen ain't been doing shit this year, so that makes sense. The Bills have the 28th ranked rush defense, though. They've given up 24 rushing touchdowns. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, this game could go either way. I know I sound crazy talking about it, but I mean, this game really could go either way. I don't really have too much on this. Besides that, another game, again, live. I would look at that live and see how that game is going. And whatever's happening second half, again, this is my strategy. Look at who is having a decent game. Look who's going good. FanDuel, DraftKings, they will give you beautiful odds on live lines. Pre-game odds are usually really tough, but live game, if you're being disciplined and you're watching the game, you're being smart, you can hit on live bets, man. We're not genies. I will say this over and over again. Predicting things really tough. Eagles versus the bum-ass 49ers. I'd be lying to you if I said I was super confident in this game. The 49ers are plus 5.5. Running for Buffalo's not good. Yeah. So Josh Allen's going to have to be Superman, basically. And that hasn't really worked for him too much this year. So the Eagles are ranked. I should know this. The Eagles are the number 13th ranked defense in the NFL this year. The 49ers are the 20th ranked defense. The Eagles have the 8th ranked passing defense, giving up 189 a game. The 49ers have the 25th ranked passing defense, giving up 232, gave up 29 TDs this year. The Eagles have, surprisingly, the 22nd ranked rush defense in the NFL, giving up 124 and 20 TDs, and the 49ers have the 11th ranked rush defense. Shockingly. only giving up 8 TDs. You think you funny. Jalen Carter, he better not get ejected this game or I'm going to lose my mind. Again, so this game is in Philadelphia. I'm contemplating. Let's see how today goes. I really do want to go to this game, but I don't know. I really do want to see them versus the Rams because if they win this game and the Rams win, then Eagles versus Rams. Me and DeJourn gonna have to go next week. As of late, Buffalo defense is terrible. Go watch the film. Okay, you're the football expert. I will trust you, my brother. I will trust you. Jags are playing really well, and again, I think they win. So, you got it, my brother. Back to this Eagles game. This game concerns me. I'm not gonna lie, man. The Eagles have been buns this year, just offensively, and I don't really complain too much again because we won a Super Bowl last year. They went to the Super Bowl, well, 2017 won, beat Tom Brady. So I can never complain about the Eagles in my lifetime. But this offense, man, and I understand it's really tough because Jalen Hurts, this is the 4th year in a row with a new offensive coordinator. And if, again, go back to this, coaching is so important in the NFL. And if you can't build a repertoire with a coach and every single year you're losing a coach and then a new defensive coordinator like Vic Fangio, thank God for him. He's been a godsend. But I understand why Jalen has a difficult time, but it's just so frustrating watching this offense just as an Eagles supporter. Just watching them play sometimes, it's like, it makes no sense. But with all that being said, the 49ers defense is ass. They have a great coach, Robert Saleh, great defensive coach. He's done so well with them. They're missing so many key players on defense. They're missing their best defensive lineman, Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa. They're missing one of the best linebackers in the NFL all season. But they've been doing a really good job. They're ranked 8th, like I said, in the NFL versus the run. Versus the rush, 11th. So, higher than the Eagles. The way I kind of see this game going is, and this is the fear that I have, I really could see the 49ers just coming out and just blitzing the Eagles. I know the Eagles have a really good defense. That's what led us to a championship last year, but man, I'm nervous, dogs. I'm really not going to lie to you. This game really concerns me. I think that Eagles fans might be a little too overconfident. 49ers do have an offense where they could come out and play well. Plus 5.5 is a decent spread, and the Eagles haven't blown out anybody this year. So I like 49ers at plus 7.5 just for betting parlay purposes. I see no reason why they can't cover that line unless the Eagles just go on this dominant run, which is very possible because, Jalen Hurts and this Eagles team, they love to show out in the playoffs, which is something I would prefer. I prefer you play shitty in the regular season and then show out in the playoffs. So it remains to be seen. These games are really wild card, right? That's why these teams are in this position. All of these games, the NFL, and I just want to say something as well. I don't know if it's just me, but just watching the NFL this year, I feel like the NFL product has been putrid this year. I feel like these players have been on pure nonsense, and I feel like, of course, sports betting affects all of this stuff, but we went from a pass-happy league, every year players getting 250 yards a game, 3,000. Now you barely got quarterbacks who can barely get 200 yards a game. So it's kind of crazy to me where the NFL has gone, and I feel like they give such a putrid product right now, and they need to get it together, man. Chiefs ass this year, Ravens ass coaching, Bengals ass, like top quarterbacks. Just watching these games, I watch a lot of football. It's just teams just killing themselves, just not doing great, man. I don't understand where this game has gone. It makes no sense. You watch these games and these teams 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. It's like, what am I watching here? Eagles, two top receivers in the NFL. 2,000 yard rusher in Saquon. Lead the league in 3 and outs. Like, what am I watching? What am I watching? People that I like in this game, I like Jalen Hurts for a TD. He loves to do that in the playoffs. He has not had a rushing TD. If you're looking at the screen there, in I can't see past 5 weeks, but he hasn't had a touchdown in week 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So don't be surprised if he gets a TD. He's plus 105. Just touching on this, you could take this if you want. This is something that I'm putting. Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence TD. I love it. If you look at all these games, there's a lot. Well, in the playoffs, there's a lot of rushing quarterbacks, so do expect a lot of TDs by quarterbacks. But that's the parlay that I'm going with. I think AJ Brown, number 11, has a great game. 49ers, again, their defense is buns, and when the playoffs come or when the going gets tough, Jalen, he's going to go to AJ, Black Batman. His line is 5.5 receiving yard, 5.5 receptions. He's pretty much covered that. 3 out of the last 5. He had 5 against Buffalo, 9 against Washington, 2 against Las Vegas, 6 against the Chargers, and 10 against Chicago. I think this game will be high scoring. I mean, I know the Eagles have a really good defense, but I don't know. I'm worried about this game. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of things that I take into account when I'm looking at a football game, and it's not just players and shit like that. There's like underlying motive, and 49ers lost to us in the playoffs. Brock Purdy got hurt, and you got all of these things happen. So there's always underlying motives that you have to look for in these games, and I feel like this team, just as an organization, they really want to beat us, and Eagles just been stagnant all year. Haven't looked great all year, and just coming off a Super Bowl run. How many teams do you know go back to back, right? I love this team, but it concerns me. I think Devontae Smith should have a decent game. There's no reason why he shouldn't, although he hasn't hit over. His line is 55.5. If you're looking at the screen, he hasn't hit that at all. 37 yards, 50 yards, 42 yards, 25 yards, 52 yards. I know San Francisco's defense is not great, but what has the Eagles offense shown at all? Saquon's been getting busy recently, and his trends are every other game. But with San Francisco, their defense being a rush heavy, they're better with the rush. I would be caution with Saquon. His line is 80. Every other game, he covers it. 122 against the Chargers, 78 against Las Vegas, 132 against Washington, 68 against Buffalo. The trend tells me that he covers it, but it's a heavy line. And San Francisco, it's 80. They're ranked 11th rush defense, so caution with that. There's really not. Yeah, Brian Thomas over 2.5 receptions. I really do like that. That was DeJourn's last play. That's pretty much it for football. On the 49ers side, Jawan Jennings is going to get a touchdown. He's plus 270 for a touchdown. He has 9 touchdowns if you're looking at the screen. 9 touchdowns this year. 1 TD against Cleveland, 2 against Tennessee, 1 against Indianapolis, 1 against Chicago, and then 0 against Seattle. He's his favorite target in the red zone. Him and George Kittle. Just looking at the trends, he's going to score a touchdown in this game. I really do like him. And AJ Brown, most likely. Dallas Goedert is always a good look. He didn't score a touchdown for like 8 weeks, and he scored in the last 3 weeks. He seems to be a red zone target at plus 190. He's really worth a look. And his receiving yards as well. Or his receptions, excuse me. But the Eagles' lines are just so juiced. This shit is crazy. I don't get any of this. AJ Brown's line. Over 5.5 receptions, receiving yards, 70. I mean, that's the only person I like is AJ Brown. I like Jawan Jennings for a TD. And, yeah. Some sprinkle dinkle pause. Plus 800. Philadelphia defense to score a touchdown. I could see that. Nothing more from that game. All right. I'm going to go through these basketball games really quick if anybody's still here. I know I've been taking mad long, but I'm not streaming tomorrow, so I'm trying to just get everything out for these games today. And you have so much time. The first football game starts at 4:30, so always preach, take your time, don't rush anything. Take the information I give, research. Anything you like, you hear, break it down yourself. And we lit. I really don't like basketball too much today, I'm not going to lie. Um, First game is Miami versus Indianapolis. Let's see what happened. Okay, I see, and I was gonna say this. Timberwolves won last game. If this game started later, I would have said, well, last game they played, the Timberwolves won. And anytime a team plays back to back, usually the next game the team wins. So the Cavs are winning 99-91 in the third quarter. Donovan Mitchell 26, Edwards 25. Okay. Nas Reed 13, Garland 14. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. Oh no. I might be fucked. Damn. I had Nas Reed for 10 points and Jaden McDaniels for 2 assists. And he has 7 points and 0 assists. Lord have mercy. Nas Reed every other game. Sam Merrill 4 threes. Donovan 4 threes. Yeah. Edwards 4 threes. Donovan Mitt. Whew. Nas Reed 3. Damn. This game was a lick. Brandon, you were right. All right. Real quick. Miami versus Indianapolis. This game is really funny. The only thing I really like is Siakam to go under on everything. He plays well every other game. Had a 30-point masterpiece to get Carlisle. His if you're looking at the board, every other game is his trend. And I told you I liked him to do well. I don't think he does it. I think he goes under today. Norman Powell, I love him for 20 plus points today. There was a delay in the Heat game. He's every other game shorty. 25, 36, 21, 34, 21 last game against Minnesota. His line is 21.5. 20 minus 172. Book it, Norman Powell. The Pacers are small as hell on the inside, so Khalil Ware for 10 plus. DeJorn, you were right. Or no, you were saying against Chicago. He doesn't really get minutes, but I thought he would kill anyways. But anytime the Pacers are playing, remember, it's thin as hell on the inside. So take whoever their big man is, you're good to go. You're going to eat with the big man on who's playing the Pacers. I really like Khalil Ware to get 10 plus points today. His over 9.5 is minus 130, which tells you what they're trying to tell you at minus 130. Book it. Devion Mitchell, his line is absurd. And this is somebody I told you last time we were picking. His line is 7.5 points. Even if you want to alter down and take it at 6. 10 points, 8 points, 14 points, 9 points, and then he had 4 against Minnesota. A good defensive team. Indianapolis is ass. I love Devion Mitchell. He's due for a good game. His last 5 games, 2 threes, 2 threes, 2 threes, 3 threes, 0 threes. Naturally, I think he gets 2 threes today. So I like Khalil Ware, Devion Mitchell, and Siakam under. I think the Miami Heat probably win this game. They're minus 260 on the road. So, yeah, we'll see. Went crazy. My cuz hit a parlay already for the day. 25 to win 170. And he dead sent this to me too before the game started. I'm tripping. Could have just made a quick little flip, but I was trying to be disciplined and finish up this research. Nice, K-Don. You did one, 2 for this game. Yeah, that game was a lick, boy. Plus 340, K-Don hit too. Nice. All right. Clippers versus Detroit. This game is ass. No Cade Cunningham. This is in Detroit. And it's crazy with no Cade Cunningham. Detroit is still minus 4. Outlandish to me. Clippers winning this game. Or take them plus 4. How the fuck? Explain it to me. No Jalen Duran either. Somebody tell me. Tell me in the chat. How is Pistons minus 4 with no Cade Cunningham, no Jalen Duran? Kawhi Leonard is playing, James Harden's playing, John Collins. Listen, I'm not even going to think about it too hard. I think the Clippers win this game, plus 4, even if you want to take that. So disrespectful. I think Kawhi Leonard has a great game today. 20 to 25 points. John Collins, 10 to 15 points. Again, no Cade. I don't know who goes off for the Pistons. Asor Thompson. I mean, I don't really like that game. San Antonio Spurs versus the Boston Celtics. I really love Wemby. If you look at the board, Last 5 games, 32, 26, 31, 30, 16 against the Lakers. He is about to go ape shit today. His line is 20.5 against the Celtics, who are a small team to begin with. There's nobody on the Celtics that can guard Wembanyama. If there's one play that I love today with basketball, Wembanyama is going stupid today. His last 5 games, 0 threes against Utah, 2 threes against Cleveland, 2 threes against New York, 3 against Memphis, 0 against the Knicks. You know, Boston likes to shoot. He's going to be out there, his tall ass shooting threes. I really love Wembanyama to hit his line and for 2 threes today. Book it. Jaylen Brown is interesting. I like him, but I don't know. His line is always so high. His points, rebound, and assists is 40.5. He hit 40 last game, 44 against Denver. And he's been, he's been good, but his stuff is always so juiced. His line is 28.5 today. I mean, at 25 minus 260, I don't see any reason why he doesn't drop it. Derek White playing his old team. I like him for 15 plus today. He's been playing pretty well recently. His last 5 games, 18, 17, 10, 29, and 16. So he's covered 15 plus easily. So I could see him in that 15 plus, 265. Outside of that, Keldon Johnson's been playing well. Anthony Simons has had 14, 15, 27, 15, 15. He's on a streak. He's gotten 2 plus 3s, 3 plus 3s in the last 5 games. I would caution with that just because, again, when people on a streak like that, and they're not even superstars like that, you just got to be very cautious. So, not too much from that game. Dallas versus Chicago. The only thing I really like from this game is Cooper Flag, rebounds and assists again. Buzeles for 15 plus points. Look at his last 5 games with no Giddy. 20, 26, 17, 21, 19. I mean, Dallas plays really good. When is Giddy coming back? I'm not sure. That's a good question. It ain't today, though. Max Christie has been balling. It's so crazy. At the beginning, I used to call Max Christie reliable, and Lakers should never got rid of him. This boy is nice. Last 5 games, 5 threes, 2 threes, 4 threes, 2 threes, 3 threes. His line used to be at like minus 140 for 2 threes, over 1.5 every game at the beginning of the season. Now, for 2.5, his line is 2.5 naturally, and he's minus 400 for 2 threes. Max Christie's a hooper. But the reason why I understand is reliable. The reason why is because there's no Brandon Williams. Of course, the first time I picked him all season, he gets hurt in the first quarter. That was one leg short of the parlay that we cooked last week or on Thursday. Every time I pick a player, I usually never pick. It never fails. Never fails. I like Max Christie's point and assist. He's been covering that line, and with no Brandon Williams, he's going to have a lot of minutes. If you want to take him for 2 assists, you look at this: 5 assists, 2 assists, 2 assists, 4 assists. I love him for 2 assists or his points and assists. No reason why he doesn't cover that. As far as the both sides, Vucevic and Buzeles. Vucevic has been playing out of his mind, but no Anthony Davis today. So yeah, Cooper Flag should have a really good game today with no Anthony Davis. But every time you expect him, But I think he's really good for his rebound and assists. He usually he has the ball in his hand. He's really good for assists, and he's a big dude, so he's usually by the paint. So I like that as well. Charlotte versus Utah. Again, the late games I try to stay away from as much because every time you try to build a parlay and it's that last game, it's the last game that F's you. But I really like Concanoople again. I know he made us sweat. Nigga had like 2 points the first half and then ended up with 18. But he did cash. But again, this matchup, Utah, I would say white man matchup, Lauri Markkanen and Concanoople go crazy, but no Lauri Markkanen today. So I think Canoople, just for parlay building purposes, 15 to 16 points. His line is 19.5. I like him for 15. You have to check if LaMelo's coming off the bench. I'm not sure. But Colin Sexton, he hates the coach on the Utah Jazz. And I hate that nigga too. I don't know why he has a job. He is not a good coach. He does some weird stuff. I hate the Utah Jazz coach. And he's such a smug bastard. I don't know if you guys be watching Jazz games, but his name is Will something. What's his name? Hold on, I'm gonna show you what he looks like. This nigga here, oh my god. I can't stand this dude. Asshole. Asshole. And Colin Sexton can't stand him either. So he's about to ball out. He's about to put belt to ass today. I think Colin Sexton has a good game. He used to play for the Jazz, and the coach used to be tearing him a new one. For no damn reason either. Like he's an asshole. I think either his points, rebounds, and assists, or just his points, 10. His line is at 13.5, which is a little, I could see LaMelo. There's nobody on Utah that can guard him. But for Jazz purposes, Keontae George should have a good game. There's no Lauri Markkanen, so him and Bryce Sensabaugh should have good games today. Outside of that, that is pretty much it, my brothers. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I love you guys so much, truly, I swear. It's a new setup. I'm going to get it a little closer so you guys can see the FanDuel board a little bit better. I hope everybody was able to track along. Hope you got some good information. You're going to succeed. Take the information I gave, vet it, break it down. You have time. The first football games are starting. Gave you as much information as possible. I truly think that today's going to be special. I'm not going to go too crazy with the pregame bets. I'll probably do more live stuff. But if you want me to send you anything, I can send you all the notes. I wrote down all these notes and everything. If anybody wants the notes in details for everything that I wrote down, I got 2-3 pages of notes. Just ask me and I'll send it. We are going to do a Jordan giveaway real quick. Actually, I don't think we have to do Jordan. We can do another one. Hold on. If I can find it. Okay. All right. We're about to do this trivia question for This is a Jordan card. Michael Jordan. Breakaway Threats, Upper Deck, 93-94. This card is actually from 1993-94. So, not the sneakers, bruh. Jordan card. I wish I could give away. But we're going to get there. When I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, we're giving away a Connor McDavid t-shirt jersey. NHL dude. He's a legend in NHL. He's phenomenal. So please tune in, subscribe. Let everybody know if you can share. Everybody's been showing mad love. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to do a quick trivia question for this Jordan card. And don't Google this. All right. Everybody sees my setup up there. You know who that is. Mr. 99, my favorite baseball player. Aaron Judge is a gift from God. It's my guy forever and ever. Hopefully one day he leads his team to championship. Quick story. For those who don't know, Garrett Cole signed this jersey for my 30th birthday. I went to Yankee Stadium, and I never go down, and I never try to get autographs from players. But I was like, you know what, whatever. Let me take my daughter down. Damn. I forgot my phone is on the screen. Damn it. Right. And I went down there. I was really hoping to get Judge's autograph. And all the Judge Reb walked by. I was like, damn. I'm sitting there with my daughter. And then all the pictures come out. And for those of you who know me, I love Garrett Cole so very much. He's my favorite player, even outside of Judge. He's running towards the dugout. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, he just makes a beeline right towards me. And I'm like, yo. And this is when I first started doing my content in 2023. I got the video and everything. And he comes up, signs my daughter's jersey. I got a picture and everything. Security let me put her over the edge. And one of the greatest days ever. And I will give that to my daughter. I have the picture and everything of her, Garrett Cole signing it, and me talking to him. And I told him, actually, I was like, in front of him, I have it on video. I was like, Garrett Cole, you're going to win Cy Young this year, which he did in 2023. And I have it on my YouTube. If you go through, I went the first Yankees game of 2023. I said Garrett Cole is my prediction for Cy Young this year. And in 2024, I picked Tyreek Skubal before anybody knew about him. But neither here nor there. Baseball season is where I really make a killing. For this trivia question, how many career home runs does Aaron Judge have? Don't Google it. Don't Google it. If you guys are still here, I know this was a long stream. Somebody for this Michael Jordan card. How many career home runs does Aaron Judge have? Ooh, this is the back of the Jordan card. Ooh, upper deck. Literally from 93, 94. Over 300 for sure. Absolutely, K-Don. Absolutely. And you know, the way, and I'm going to do a video on how the Yankees are doing Judge and Cole, man. Like, this shit is so crazy. Blue Jays improving. Every other team. Very close, K-Don. Very close. Little more. Red Sox improving. I'm scared for the Yankees this year. I ain't gonna lie, man. I got to see what happens, but I'm very concerned about my Yankees this year. Without a doubt. But I'm going to also be going to Yankees games this year, doing the interview stuff that I usually do. Hopefully the Yankees finally approve me and let me interview their players. It would be greatly appreciated. They deny my request every single time. 375, a little less. Between 350 and between 375. It's close to a number that the kids are saying every day. Right after. The number is right after. The kids say this number. They've been going crazy with this number. If you can't get this, I mean, come on. I'm literally giving you the answer. Yes, Mr. Worthy. That is the answer. 368. Damn, K-Dog, you just missed it. The answer is 368. So this is going out to you, Brother Worthy. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. My guy, you got a Michael Jordan card. I'm going to ship that out to you all the way in Florida tuning in. Before I forget, this stream is sponsored by True Leaf Tobacco, based out of Miami, hand-rolled in Nicaragua. Their website is trueleafnatural.com. Their Instagram is trueleafnatural. Please check them out. Pre-rolled cigars, natural cigar blunts. They're literally perfect. My bad, K-Dot. I got you. I'm gonna send you one of these as a consolation prize since you guys stayed in. True Leaf Tobacco. It's pre-rolled. You just gotta crush your goods, put it in. You on the roll. You don't have time to be breaking down guts and all that stuff. It's literally perfect. You just stuff your stuff. Glass tip. Reuse that if you want. Fire. Taking over New York. Taking over everywhere. Please check them out, guys. All right, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. I hope everybody succeeds. Don't bet every day. Take breaks. Stick to your limits today. Damn. WFSN. You gonna make that chicken back. Don't worry, my brother. I appreciate you always. Tap into K-Don. He runs a Discord, Telegram. Tap in with him for the picks. He's been going crazy. His Instagram is at excuse me. My guy's Instagram is K-Don_Don Vibes. Please check him out. Gives phenomenal picks. He's been killing MLB, been turning up. My brother DeJorn, he also has a Telegram as well. Please mess with him. I'll link his stuff and I'll put on my Instagram. I appreciate all the support again. I thank you guys so much for tuning in, and this is only the beginning. And when I put these receipts of all the things that I said, right, I want everybody to remember all the things that we cooked up today. After you win, send me your wins, everything. I know we going up today, truly. I love the spread today. Everybody's hitting already. People went crazy yesterday. Let's get it. Have a good day, guys. Later.